How do you want to see us out? I'm Ryan, I'm Dan. We're the Uncleanables.
We fucked earlier.
You've been fantastic.
You've been framed.
Yeah, that's quite funny.
Right, we've made a couple of small adjustments to the studio.
Do you know what the problem I'm having is? I don't know about you, but I just wish I could just pause everything for a week and just have a week here with nothing. I ain't got to worry about work or anything.
Yeah, that'd be
golden,
ideal. In an ideal world.
Right, come on, intro's gone. Let's have it. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Uncleanables Podcast.
Sorry, whilst we're on that subject, I think we should bin the intro.
Yeah?
I like our natural, just whatever
flow.
We're fucking chatting about into the podcast.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, we could do. We could do.
Maybe once we've got the soundboard set up, we'll play it on really quiet.
Yeah.
So it will be on just as we're chatting.
Yeah.
And then we'll just...
Can I just get this out of the way? Because I don't really know what's going on, because I'm not really one that follows social media. But what's all this Macintosh red bollocks?
I don't know if we should get into that.
No, we're not going to get into it and start throwing shade. But I just...
Basically, one's a dukehead, the other's a duke. No, I'm joking.
No, because everyone, it's on the cusp of everyone's lips.
From what I understand, Red Clean hired a social media guy who used Macintosh's social media videos to advertise Red Clean's business. Mm. They were none the wiser of that.
Are they both as big as each other, by the way?
No.
Who's bigger?
Red Clean's a multi-million-pound company.
And how big is Macintosh?
He is Macintosh.
Is he one-man band?
He is. Okay. He is Macintosh.
But he's big on socials, no?
He's big on socials.
Yeah.
He's got a big YouTube channel. He's busy. He's good.
Hey, bro, he's mashing work, innit?
Yeah. But he's... from what I've seen, he's got a very strong opinion on roof cleaning, and he pushes that opinion.
And what is the opinion?
That you shouldn't turbo roofs, in a nutshell.
So
surface cleaner only.
I should have just watched the videos, but I didn't, because I just didn't.
I got no time for drama.
I'll be honest, I ain't really got the time for it. But from what I can gather is the Red podcast just watched one of his videos and just tore it apart.
No, basically their social media guy used Ashley's videos to advertise. Ashley called him out and was like, "You man are dead, innit?" And then this is verbatim. This is what happened. And then Red Clean, quite rightly, sorted the issue. From what I remember, the video that Ashley put out was probably a bit stronger than it needed to be. All he needed to do was call them and say...
So he didn't call him, he's gone online?
There was an online spat.
Mate, this is like rapper beef, isn't it?
Yeah. Then, this was quite a while ago, though. So...
When's the album coming?
Well, I just think like...
Mate, make a diss track,
they're basically like Tupac and Biggie, aren't they?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
If we get a drive-by out of this is going to be wild.
Anyway.
With an X-Jet.
Just brick acid.
Right.
Yeah, and now Red Clean have done this reaction video reacting to Ashley McIntosh's roof cleaning.
Does it demand all this publicity, or is it not as big as it should be? Mate, you undressing me?
Yeah, let me just touch you, blood.
Is it... Mate, what was wrong with it in the first place?
It's too quiet when it's down low.
Okay.
We want to hear you breathe.
Right, so that's what everyone's been talking about.
It's been big this week.
Yeah, it's been massive, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been big old news.
Yeah, just like we're not... we're never going to do that because we've got half a brain cell. But
mate, don't say shit like that. Don't say shit like that.
No, honestly, in my honest opinion, I think it was a stupid thing to do. From Red Clean's side, there's no positivity ever come out of it.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
There's no positive.
The little bit I know,
comments.
The little bit I know, I was very shocked at them doing that. That's something. Like, with all due respect, like to us, that's something a couple of young men would do.
It's. Sorry, guys. I'll just fucking.
Do you want to know something to do in the future with panelling?
What?
The bit you cut goes on the bottom.
Yeah.
We'll tack it. We'll glue
can't
it.
really do that the way that they just need lining up. I've glued some of them. They're so far apart from each other.
Yeah.
And it's like what Lee Price said. Why is he going to get involved in what like the one-man band down the road's opinion of him. Like,
yeah,
you got one van, I've got 20. What? And it's like, Red Clean have got, I think they've got more vans than Prior. Like, someone will fact check that, but they're a big company.
It seems bizarre, isn't it?
And it's like, why are you? It's because it's got to be because of the video that Ashley put out, basically calling them
just clapping back at him,
thieving scumbags for taking his videos.
Is that what he said?
No, he didn't. But there was, you know, if you're going to call someone out on social media, what are you doing it for? Because it's the only reason you're doing it is to get other people to see your opinion and agree with you and start some sort of witch hunt. Because I remember when. So with our last business, we quite quickly we got on the trend of photo booths before they got big, right? So by the time they were popular, we were already the largest company in the southeast of England. It's probably the south of England. And we had a cool name, OMG Entertainments. Like, it was Towie was big. Everything
I know, mate. Yeah, I know, mate.
Yeah, it was before your time, when it was good. Everything just sort of fitted together at the right time, and we blew.
Yeah.
Hey man, blew.
Hey man, blue blood.
Right. And there was 3 companies that started.
Yeah.
Other photo booth companies called it OMG.
Really?
In some shape, way, or form. We had one guy called himself OMG Ents. So we were OMG Entertainments. They were OMG Ents, and they copied our website. Like, and word for word, copy and paste, the design, the colours, the images.
Mate, can you not go after them?
Yeah, that's exactly what we've done. So we just sent them a cease and desist. Just gave them like a notice of court thing. And it was gone by the end of the week.
Really?
Yeah, because like, someone like, obviously I appreciate this was the other way around.
Can we get back onto this topic? How did we get here?
I was just explaining, if you let me finish, that in that situation, all you've got to do is email them. Hi guys, I've been told that you're using my videos. I've seen proof, here's a screenshot.
Yep.
You've got 7 days to stop using it, otherwise we'll be seeking legal action.
Does that red light mean it's recording?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It has done for the fucking last 100 episodes that we've recorded.
I thought it was a smaller red light.
Yeah, well, the size of the light.
Did you change the bulb on that thing, man?
No, right, so the camera's further away now. We've got more room, lad, because you're in the unit.
No, I agree. No, but yes,
it didn't need to be this back and forth thing on social media. Is
there a bit of needle between them two lads?
It's got to be.
There's got to be in it for that.
I don't know either of them.
Yeah.
Phil and Josh from See It Clean quite friendly with Ashley. And they seem to say good things about him. I've not had an experience with him, but it's like, I'm sure people say bad things about us.
Yeah, probably.
Like, it depends on who you're talking to.
You ain't gonna make everyone happy, are you?
No.
Like, and that's one thing I've definitely have noticed. Like in my very, very, very small YouTube career, social media career. Yeah, like it's totally, mate. Totally.
I don't even try anymore.
No, it's just
Sometimes I do shit on purpose just to piss people off.
But anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up because that's on.
It's big news.
It's huge news.
Big news.
It's huge news for everyone.
Not apparently. That we're just commenting on it, not trying to get involved.
Yeah, no, exactly.
We'd smoke both of them pussies.
Matt, I want to make a joke, but I understand like it's crazy at the minute.
You can make a joke,
mate. Get them down here. Just have it out.
Mate, I would say Red Clean have got their own podcast. If they watch ours, I don't know if they do. Maybe we can do a little ting.
Who's going to back Ashley though? Because there's 2 gigs.
Ashley's got open invitation as well. If they want to come down, be on our podcast independently. Let's talk about it.
Seems like a wild old thing, doesn't it?
So whilst we're on the subject, the podcast is open season now.
Yeah, it's open season.
If you want to come on the podcast, just send us an email.
Send us an email and come
because we've got the room, we've got toilets.
Listen, we can facilitate you, big man.
We've got a drinks fridge, which you can't see. I'm thinking of putting the drinks fridge in the middle of the podcast. Do you think that's going to be a cool feature?
No. I know why you want to do it, because you want to show off the fact you got a drinks fridge.
No,
you do, because I want to do that as well.
I think it's a cool feature. Just think, it'd be like picturesque, but part of it, we could put like a plant on top of it.
No.
I can't see you then, it'd be great.
No, I know where you're going with it, but no.
No. Oh, drinks fridge will stay over there. So if we get thirsty, just fuck everyone.
They don't need to see that, do you know what I mean? Because they're going to watch you play with your socks for half hour and drink Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, that's what people tune in for, I think, isn't it?
Right, listen. How's the week been?
Shocking. I won't lie.
You've had a stinker today about gutters, no?
Let me give you the bullet point of my week. Engine management light came on my van. Mm-hmm. Engine management light went off my van.
Good start.
Got happy.
Yeah.
Came back on.
Got sad again.
Got sad again. Had it diagnosed. Mm-hmm. Mechanic told me in 30 years he's never seen the code that came up.
Really?
Cleared it, hasn't come back on. Day after he cleared it, brake light came on. I need new brake pads at the back. Probably what, 400 or 500 quid.
What, for new brakes?
Yeah.
No.
No?
130, 140.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I feel a bit better now.
Yeah, it won't be that.
But all that happened, I've gone for a stint of like people not paying me again.
Yeah.
So like the money's low.
Well, how much you been getting knocked for?
I writ off 200 quid's worth of debt today, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it takes me a long time to write people off. And I've got probably 4 grand outstanding at the moment, which again doesn't seem like a lot.
Is it all windows?
It's not all windows, no. A couple of other jobs, but also a lot of my works go cardless now, and I've implemented Stripe as well.
Yeah. Is that just another payment?
It's card payment. Yeah, card payment. But they hold the money for quite a few days.
Yeah.
So I've had probably another 4 grand's worth of work paid that I haven't had the money for yet.
Brilliant. That's
so like I'm just panicking because there's like no money. It's all going down. The account's going down, and every day a new bill comes along. Elliott's coming back Wednesday.
That's great news.
But I'm not going to get excited until he's finished his 3 jobs and he goes, I feel great.
Because you know someone came back after 2 days from a dislocated shoulder.
Oh, don't.
But let's not go there.
Yeah, so I don't want to get excited.
He's got to get a week under his belt, innit?
He's got to get at least a day first. Come on, let's be real. Because if he does that day and then goes, it feels terrible. There's no point in him coming back because it's like, you're just going to injure yourself worse and you're going to be off longer, right? But it will fuck up some plans.
Listen. I wouldn't be despondent. I would say if he can, I know it sounds silly, if he can hold a cup of tea up to his mouth and he can brush his teeth. You're joking?
Not with that hand, no.
You're joking?
No.
Okay.
He still can't get it above, like, it can't go positive degrees. He can go to like 90. He might be able to reach his mouth, but...
Seriously?
Yeah, it's not good.
Has he got to brush his teeth with his other hand?
Yeah. But he's got his other hand.
What about Sherman Tank?
He's going to...
What about when he pulls himself around the bedroom?
I don't know.
No?
Both hands.
Mate, that's shocking.
But
Is he not positive degrees?
He's going to swap hands. So the arm that does like the lifting is normally the arm at the front of the pole. No, yeah. So one hand holds it, doesn't it? And one arm's just like a support, right? So and normally that's the one at the back of the pole.
Yeah.
So that bad arm can stay down, but he's not going to be as fast because it's going to feel unnatural, right?
He's all over the gaff, yeah.
But then to top that off, I've had, I think, just today alone, 7 or 8 cancellations.
For the week or for today?
That was just today. Like, where people have gone, can you cancel my window clean, this, that and the other. And I've had so many cancellations that I'm actually net zero for how many customers I've added this week because I've lost as many as I've gained.
That's shocking.
Yeah. So, again, that's panicked me. And whilst we're on the subject, right, I'm going to read something that's happened to me today. A conversation I've had with a customer because I want to get people's opinions, right? So First conversation with her was on the 7th of May. So we'd done one window clean before then, first clean, all good. She then said, can you do the gutters when you come next time? Cool. 120 quid, including her window clean. So that's including that, including the window clean and the gutters. She's got one strip at the front, one strip at the back. Okay. Hi, I'm a new client of yours. Had windows cleaned last week and was happy with the service and price. Today had gutters cleaned. Thought was a big job, hence the cost of 120. But actually front gutters were started at 11.59 and finished at 12.01. And just watched on the camera, I paid 120 quid cash. Is this the correct charge for a 2-minute job? At front, same at back. Right? Now, it don't get easier than one. It's the first story strip of gutter, right? That's as easy as it gets. So I went back and I just said, hi, I completely understand where you're coming from, and it can sometimes seem like a big charge for sometimes a fast job. Now, I will add, this woman owns her own business. She's got an ice cream shop. So you'd think there'd be a little bit of common sense. To give you a little bit of an insight as to how we charge for this work, firstly, we have to pay VAT on that 120, bringing it down to 100. The machine used to vac the gutters is £1,000 and the poles are £180 per pole. We have invested in this type of equipment so it allows us to carry out these jobs, 1, safely from the ground, and 2, as fast as possible. So as a business, we can make more money in the long term, as opposed to doing it from ladders and it taking 2 hours. As a business owner yourself, you'll know that £100 then needs to pay for wages, insurance, wear and tear, rent, fuel, tax, etc. and really doesn't leave us with a lot. That being said, if your gutters had been chock-a-block and had taken an hour, this wouldn't have affected your price. It's a set charge based on the makeup of your property, and sometimes one side of the property isn't very full at all, but the other side can have growth that needs extra attention. The price is based on making sure your gutters are clear and in working order, and not so much about how long it takes us to carry out the work.
Did you send this to her?
Yeah, I hope this makes sense and you understand. Kind regards, Ryan. She never replied to that, so I thought, brilliant, she gets it, right? That was the 7th of May. Today is the 7th of July, 2 months later. Hi, I keep getting reminders that I owe you £18, but I paid cash for first window clean and cash for gutters, which is still not received VAT receipts for. She didn't ask me for a VAT receipt and she paid cash. No, so not sure what the £18 is for. You guys never came back. I never received receipts, and for the 2-minute gutter clean, when you look at the video, you can clearly see left side of porch never got done, which is why there's still a tile sitting in it. Can you please advise what the £18 is for, and please send VAT receipts? I said, hi Christine, on the 22nd of June, you received a reminder text message that we will be visiting your property to carry out a window clean, which we done on the 23rd of June. You hadn't left the gate unlocked, so we were only able to clean the fronts, which is our minimum charge cost of £18. Then I checked the tracking on the van, because I knew she was going to check her camera. We arrived at 9:59 AM, so you can check your camera. I apologise for not sending the VAT receipts through for the gutters. I didn't know you wanted one as you paid cash. I'll send that through now. Did you personally come round, or an employee, on the 23rd of June, as no date was agreed between us for your visit, as I was still waiting for the guttering issue to be resolved?
Well, why didn't she respond to you then?
What guttering issue, big man?
Why didn't she respond to you then?
That's my point. So this is my personal favourite message I sent her. I personally came. If you were waiting on an issue that we didn't know about to be fixed, you should have replied to my previous message. I didn't know about the tile in the guttering, as you hadn't mentioned it, and I sent a reply explaining to you how you aren't paying for our time, you're paying for the job to be done, so the amount of time it took us to clear your gutter is irrelevant. As long as the job is done properly. If you had mentioned the tile, I'd have explained we can't hoover out a tile because they're too heavy, but I'd have been more than happy to return and fix the issue by hand personally. In regards to an agreed date for your window clean, this isn't something that happens. You booked a recurring service and we inform you the day before the clean is due. If you had contacted me and said you didn't want to go ahead with the window clean until the gutter was sorted, I could have done it at the same time, I could have done it before the window clean, or I could have done it since the window clean. But you haven't contacted me whatsoever and waited for 2 payment requests to even question it. I'm a very reasonable person and we will always amend any issues as a customer has But in this instance, everything has been carried out by the book, and we aren't mind readers. So without your input, I'm not sure what you're expecting me to do. Which she hasn't replied to.
You got your 120 for the gutter empty, didn't you?
Yeah, it's just...
I'll just bin her off.
Well, I don't see how I can carry on being a window cleaner after this anyway, because she's questioning... She's obviously a customer that has questioned the time it's taken us to be there. Like, she'll check her cameras and see that it took me 6 minutes to clean the front of her property. Now, me and you both know 6 minutes to clean the front of a property isn't particularly quick, isn't particularly slow.
Yeah, it's enough though to get we can do the job.
So there's like 4 windows, so it's like, it's not crazy quick, but it's a short amount of time. So she's going to go, we charged me £18 for 6 minutes work.
You can't win with that person.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You'll never win with that person.
So there's nowhere for me to come back from that and win a round.
No, I agree with you entirely.
I don't particularly know what she's looking for as a resolve from that.
I think she just wants to be right, mate. I think she just wants to be right.
Isn't it? Let me know in the comments what you guys think of that, because like it's a bit like it stumped me. It ruined my day. I won't lie to you.
Yeah, it is jarring. Stuff like that is jarring. Do you know what? I had something quite similar today as it goes as well. So I done a window clean for a woman. So I done a window clean for a man, really. So he
was it a transvestite, or did you just get confused?
No, I got confused. No. Do you remember before I said
ended up inside her?
No, definitely not. Do you remember I said that I'd done a window clean for someone who completely ignored me?
Yeah.
But then I went through my messages and I found out he messaged me months ago about a pressure wash. So his wife rang me last week. His wife rang me last week and said, "Hi there, Dan." I said, "Yeah, who's this?" All the rest of it. "Oh, brilliant." Said, "Yeah, you've done some work." She said, "Like, we just wanted you to come back and see if like you can still be our window cleaner." I said, "Well, yeah, I can." I said, "But like, your husband's just ignored me." I said, "That's not cool, is it?" And she's like, "Obviously, it's not verbatim." She said, "No." I said, "Look," I said, it's not really how I want to run a business." I said, "Just being ignored." I said, because it's just like, well, where am I?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Am I cleaning your windows or not? She went, "No, that's fine." She said, like, I said, "So what was the issue?" She went, "I had to go around and wipe everything down when you left." And I went, "Right, okay. Were they wet?" And she went, "Yeah." And I went, "Yeah, that's how we leave them." She went, "Oh, right, okay." I said, "And you wiping them probably hasn't helped anything." She went, "No." She went, "So can you come around and just do..." I said, "Look, I'll come around. What pane of glass was it that was like bad?" She went, "All of them." And I thought, well, you're not wiping the top floor, are you?
Yeah.
I thought, you ain't, are you? So you've wiped the downstairs and somehow it's my fault. So I thought, all right, no worries. I thought, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So I went there. Mate, the glass was brilliant. The reflection off the glass was brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Like, I went there and I knocked on the door and I went, "Your windows look fantastic." Like, I was actually pleased with them. She went, "Yeah, it's just a couple of bits and pieces." And I went, "Where?" So she's come and she's pointed and I was like, "Right, okay." And I was like, "Well, okay, that's fine." I thought, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I could see a couple of bits where a vent had dripped.
Yeah.
But I personally think she's rinsed them again because they were covered in spots.
Yeah.
All over the window. And I think, you've rinsed these again, right? With the tap. I thought, fair enough. And I thought, you're not getting the frames again. You're getting the glass again because the frames were clean, yeah? I must have been there 3 minutes. And I thought, because it's a rinse, isn't it? Bearing in mind, I'd done them. I'd done them like 10 days ago, right? There's nothing wrong with them. So I smashed them all again. And I knocked on her door. She went, "Oh, you done already?" I went, "Yeah." I said, "It's just a glass, isn't it? It's just a rinse down." She went, "Have you done that one?" I went, "Yeah." She went, "And the top ones?" And I sat there and I thought, nah, mate, nah. I thought, are you guessing everything now I've done?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, I'm doing this for grazie. This is for nada. Do you know what I mean? Because I've come back on a thingy. And now it's like you're questioning it. And I'm like, I don't find that cool.
No.
It's similar to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you do get some difficult customers.
But then I thought to myself, do you remember you said about the don't take it personal, and if it was an employee,
it's like that. It's like that job I had that Elliott done, and the guy was like, they're just filthy. So I sent Elliott back, and he just still wasn't happy. He was like, they don't even look like they've been cleaned. And then I said, "I'll come personally then."
Yeah.
And I turned up, and I was like, "Mate, this is better than what I would have done."
Really?
Like, so good. It's like, you wouldn't have got this level of service from me. Like, Elliott's fucking smashed it.
What did he say?
I didn't tell him that. I just cleaned him again. And then he was happy.
Mate.
But I think sometimes...
It's all, yeah.
Like, they just want...
But I don't think they know what they want.
No, they just want something.
I don't think they know what they want.
Right, we've got to do a quick, we're going to have a quick interlude. We've got a Zoom meeting with a very large CRM potential
about a sponsorship, basically.
Potential. Only if they'll pay our fees, isn't it? Well,
in a bit, you pussies.
First, I don't know. I don't have all the answers, Blair.
You don't have the answers, man. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for that. That was
a very, very good meeting.
That was a good meeting for a CRM type application. We won't go into any more detail because obviously we have to put together a bit of a package. And then
it's not a CRM that either of us use.
No, exactly. It's not a pen and paper or squeegee.
Yeah. But we will be testing it before we advertise it. Yes, because we don't want to advertise shit.
So back onto the show, will we?
Should we do the how many customers forward quickly?
Yes, mate.
Seeing as we're at a natural break. Do you want to tell him or shall I tell him? Just how fucking disappointed we are in everyone.
Oh, mate, I don't know what's gone on. Oh, do you know what? It was probably the good weekend. Everyone's been out spanking the monkey and forgot about the Uncleanables.
Forgot about us.
Forgot about the most two important geezers in their life.
How disappointing.
The big man's got 10 for this week.
You've had a good week.
The second big man's on.
I've obviously had like fucking shocker.
Nil pois. Clean, precise solutions.
Luckily, this unit's 3 stories, so I can just jump out the window if it gets too much.
I'll just hang on to your ankles and just go with you.
Yeah.
Clean, precise, sort yourself out, mate, and shoot in your numbers.
All of you.
Connor simply ignoring us. True Blue from Grimsby.
Cleaning.
Wait, what's that read, Grimsby? True Poo. Mate, get your numbers in.
Jake, I spoke to Jake today. Disappointment.
Jake, not so shining diamond.
James PCS is fucking legend. Come on.
Through. And
another big week for him, 35.
An overcast sky. Get it in, mate.
Yeah.
Get it in, sort yourselves out.
It's going to start raining for you, man. But that was a quick feature because no one's fucking entered.
I've had a bit of a shocker last week.
Go on, what's been going on?
I finished I had a fencing job. So I look after a couple of lawns for a assisted living place. Where I met you, and she said, look, can you change some fence panels, right? So clearly there's been something lost in translation. And I was under the impression she wanted the back garden changed, the fence panels in the back garden. I'll put this up on my story, so if anyone's seen my story, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's about 11 panels, right? So anyway, how it works is you quote it and you've got to wait a long time before they give you the go-ahead. And when they give you the go-ahead, they want it done yesterday, right? But bearing in mind, you quoted it like probably a month ago. So she's come back to me on the busiest week. She said, when are you going to do this fence? And I said, when I get the price thingy, you know what I mean? When obviously it gets agreed. So anyway, I go out. Bearing in mind, you've got to pay for materials, right? Mm-hmm. So I go out and I'm lumped in. I'm probably nearly a Rio in. I'm by the time...
You've got to speak English for these people.
By the time you take wages, I'm nearly £1,000 in. Yeah. It's a Rio Grande, so it's a grand. I'm nearly £1,000 in. That's what it is, a Rio.
Well, I got it. Just saying.
So anyway, I do the job. 11 fence panels, right? So bearing in mind, you know what 11 fence panels looks like, right? She's looking out the window, this woman, every day at the back of this fence, right? All of the fence panels, they come, I fit them. 24 hours later, I get a phone call. No, I get a text message. They're in the wrong place. I went, well, how can I be in the wrong place? Like the back garden, I've done all the fences in the back garden. She went, it weren't the back garden, it was the front garden. I went, there's no fence panels in the front garden. She went, yeah, on one side, behind a bush, there's fence panels that need changing. I went, well, why do you need to change the ones behind the bush if the bush is there? She was like, oh, we've had a complaint from the neighbour. And I went, yeah, okay, but if the fence is there, why are you changing it because your neighbour's told you to change it? That's not how it kind of works.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like some houses even take their fences down. It's not a legal requirement.
No.
So anyway, I said, look, I'll send an email and then anyway, bits and pieces. Bearing in mind, right, I bought 11 fence panels for this job, right? The job in question's 4 or 5 panels. So not at one point did anyone pull me up. Bear in mind, I quoted 11 panels and the price, etc. And not one person has turned around and said to me, why are you getting 11?
Yeah. That sounds like their issue.
It's mega their issue, isn't it? So anyway, I've sat there and I said, look, I left them on the Friday and I said, look, I'll leave you on the Friday because she said I'm in the wrong place. And I was like, right, okay. I said, I can't really see it. I don't get it. I don't get how I'm in the wrong place. Bearing in mind, the ones I took out were ruined anyway. They needed changing. So I've done it. And then she's texted me today saying, yeah, they need to come out and you need to put the old ones back and you need to change the ones. And I'm thinking to myself, on whose dollar?
Yeah.
Because I've got a text message, this is the thing, I've got a text message say 11 panels and then the bottom of the quote or the bottom of a text message conversation, it does say, this is for all the fence panels in the back garden. In the back, I think I said. So I'm like, have I got you? Or are we going to have an argument here?
I think that's...
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
like, someone's got to hold their hands up and say...
It was me.
Yeah, and it weren't you.
No, this is what I mean. But also, as well, while everyone's... all this is getting thrown around, I'm still a grand down.
Also, did no one meet you when you went to go and do the quote?
Yeah, we walked round together.
So, you've walked round with someone...
Yeah.
And you've looked at the panels... at the back of the garden.
Yeah, exactly.
And not once have they gone, what are we doing at the back of this garden?
Yeah, it weren't these ones, by the way.
Yeah, it's the ones behind the... Mate, I'd just be like, no.
So, anyway, so I've got that. I'm going to have a nice little argument with there.
I wouldn't argue with her and just say, look, here's what happened. I walked around with someone.
In the back garden?
In the back garden.
Yeah, exactly.
I sent you a quote for 11 panels in the back garden. Says it on the quote, or on the bottom of the text, in the back garden. You've accepted a quote for 11 panels. No one's mentioned panels down the side of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Where there's only 5.
Yeah.
No one's pulled me up and said, why have you quoted for 11 panels when there's 5 behind the fence?
Yeah.
Like, you've all got eyes, you can all count. Like, surely the first thing that you do when you get a quote from a tradesman is like, right, is he having this over? Let's just check the quote.
Mate, totally.
Like, and if you've quoted for 11 fence panels when only 5 need changing, that's like a massive red flag, isn't it?
Mate, honestly, like the whole thing, I'm like, and then like even like, because I'd done another fence in that garden as well, right? And she's turned around, like, I didn't really know how to feel about this, but I've gone into the office with her, right? This is after she said I've done it wrong, right? So like, I'm not in defensive mode, but I'm definitely on my back foot.
Yeah.
I'm not going, whoa, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not doing that because I'm not an idiot, right? And I'm not that sort of an arsey guy. So I said, look, let's resolve it. Because I'm sitting here thinking, I don't get it. I don't know how it can be wrong, right? She said, oh, by the way, yeah, you know that other fence you done? I went, yeah. She was like, that wasn't even our fence. That was his fence, the neighbour. And I went...
What's that got to do with you?
Well, that's what I thought.
We've asked you... What?
Do you know what I mean? But I thought... But it's done, isn't it? It's not my L. It's not my... I didn't take the loss on that.
But you've only done what they've asked you to do.
Exactly. That's what I mean. But it's like, because it's now come out in the wash 2 months later, I'm like, why is that? Why did that even get brought up to me, sort of thing? Do you know what I mean? And I was like, am I meant to feel some type of way about this?
I think she's trying to have you over.
I think, well, I don't know how, because it's not her money. She wouldn't benefit from this at all.
Yeah, but unless someone's moaned at her for spending too much money,
I think she has.
And now she's trying to recoup something and say, look, I can't unspend the money, but I've managed to get the 5 extra fence panels for free because, you know, I've done him over saying he's cocked up.
But mate, it's just...
So I'm assuming they haven't paid you as well yet.
No, that's another thing as well. It takes over 30 days to get paid from them. Yeah. So do you know, you're just sitting there thinking like...
You not even get the materials cost up front?
No.
Yeah, so I think that's what...
So it's little things
There's something in our industry that winds me up.
Mate,
it seems abnormal for us to ask for material costs up front. Like, not most jobs haven't got materials.
It's not really cleaning industry,
but like,
though, is it?
What I do a clean and repoint, I ask for a 10% deposit.
Yeah, but that's not enough. The
10% doesn't cover the cost of the pointing stuff. And like recently, I got a job re-leveling a patio. So we're re-leveling it. It's only laid on sand. We're cleaning it, re-leveling it, repointing it, and that's it. But it's the 3rd job that this particular guy's booked in with me. So I've done his house, you done his mum's driveway with me, and now we're doing his mum's patio. So I've not charged him the deposit because he's been good for it the first 2 times. Just, you know. But I've done 270 quid in pointing stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, if that job don't go ahead now,
mate,
and it's not booked in until mid-August, so I've ordered it already because I forget to order it otherwise. I can't send it back a month later, can I?
No, but that's what I mean. But these things happen, and people do change their mind and jam it in reverse, and it's like it's totally unfair. I think.
Yeah,
it's totally unfair.
But it's like I was talking to someone the other day, a customer, and they were like, "Oh, we'll pay you in advance." I was like, "You don't have to do that. It's fine. That's not the normal. It's only window clean. That's not the normal." I'm like, why don't people pay in advance? Like, you wouldn't get anything else. Like, why is it like anything trades related? You've got to wait until you don't get your food before you don't get your food from Tesco's, then get invoiced for it afterwards.
Do you know what? I'll pay him his dues. Do you know the plumber fella? Do you know there's 2 good plumbers? Be a plumber.
Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, well played, mate. Well played. No, there's 2 plumbers on Instagram, and people know him. The Be a Plumber one. You know when he goes, grow up and all that. It says not.
We spoke to him when we first started the podcast, didn't
we? He reached. Well, he didn't reach out. I reached out to him and he responded. And then I think he watched it. I think he watched it and realised we had 20 followers. And there's another one, but I can never remember his name. But he's got a beard, and he does the funny videos as well. But he done a blinding one, and he said like. He goes around the house and someone says, well, the pipe's leaking. Can you fix it? He goes, yeah, of course I can. And he went, do you remember that 80 quid you owed me for like 2 months? He went, yeah, don't worry, it's only 80 quid. But anyway, can you fix this leak? He goes, yeah, no worries, but I'm going to need the money up front. And he says, give me 80 quid. So he gives him 80 quid. And in the skit, he goes, right, I'll see you in 2 months. He goes, why don't you do it now? And he goes, well, it's only 80 quid, mate. I'm going to do to you what you done to me. Totally agree.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, you think, mate, no, it would never wash in any other place, would it? And they hang you out for ages. Mate,
I've got a job that's 114 quid or something every month. It's big old gaff.
Is it a window clean?
Yeah, window clean. And he's never paid me on time. He's 2 months in arrears at the moment.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that not?
I know he's good for it. So that's why I wouldn't normally do it. I wouldn't do it with a £22 window clean. But I don't want to lose him because I'm chasing him for money, and I think that's the wrong mentality to have. I don't want to piss him off and he cancels his window clean because it's a good job.
Oh, mate.
It's like 1,300 quid a year.
Do you want to hear a stinker I had last night talking about chasing?
Go on.
Oh, mate, I felt awful. Geezer message. So anyway, go and do a window clean and conservatory clean. Beautiful, beautiful house. Really, really nice couple, yeah? Well, I've never met her. Met here. Blinding geezer. And he says, while you're here, he says, if you do a good job, can you quote for my mum and dad's house up the road? I said, yeah, no worries at all. So I shoot him the month rolls by, never got to his mum and dad's. Shooting them text message the night before, yeah, we're coming tomorrow, go and do it. And I'm like, he ain't paid. But he's blinding fella, I think he's an accountant. He's sharp as a button, right? So it got like 48 hours. And I already sent him a reminder, and I just text him saying, X, is everything all right your end? Like, this ain't like you sort of thing, bro. Just texted back and said, yeah, sorry, it's being manic. I've sent over payment, mate, no worries. And I said back, and I went, thanks, mate, no worries. I said, I'll let you know when I'm a bit quieter. We'll pop up to mum and dad's and give her a quote. He went, yeah, mate, she died a couple of nights ago.
Fucking hell.
And I was like, mate, if only I knew, I wouldn't have chased you.
Yeah.
And I typed out, I feel awful for chasing the invoice, and then I just deleted it, and I think, no.
You shouldn't feel awful for chasing the invoice.
I shouldn't.
Because, like, people die.
Yeah, and also as well, it's like, if he would have, I know a window cleaner is the bottom of everyone's pile, I get that, yeah? But it's like, we've still got to try and keep our plates spinning.
Yeah, well, your mortgage company don't worry.
You're only a window cleaner.
Your dad's died, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Like, no, exactly. Everyone's
don't worry about your 700 quid mortgage this month.
You still got to stay on top of it, but also it's like, it'd just be nice to be in the loop and told a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's not going to send a text round to all of his, you know,
no, but if you've got a plumber starting work on the next day, you'd probably let him know, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
we've had a bit of bad news, mate. If you come, I probably won't be around. Well, why am I any different?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie though. I feel like I'm a bit of a jinx.
Why? Does everyone you know die?
No, every time I clean someone's windows, one of their parents ends up dying, and then somehow it's my fault. Do you remember before the woman?
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Oh, my dad's died, and you're chasing me for money.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's an interesting one. But yeah, we always seem to be the brunt of it. But I suppose that's how it goes.
We're bottom of the barrel, aren't we, with a 20 quid? Like, people don't. It's funny, you deal with people that don't have 20 quid in their account, and then you deal with people that don't care about paying 20 quid because it's such little money to them, they don't even see it as, they can't comprehend how 20 quid's going to change your business because it wouldn't affect their lives whatsoever. And you get both ends of the spectrum.
But I get that, but it don't change my life. But ultimately, I don't want to see. I've got to chase. I want to close the account down almost.
So I had this situation today, right? So I had a payment come in from someone called Luke, and I haven't got any customers called Luke. No, I haven't.
Reliance?
No, the surname was on there. I haven't got any customers called the guy who paid me, and he's not on my list. So he's obviously a partner of someone who signed up. There's no surname. The surnames didn't match.
There's no door number.
No reference on the payment whatsoever.
Brilliant.
The amount he paid was 25 quid. Which
could be any
I've
house.
got 30 other houses that owe me 25 quid. So I'm like, if I carry on chasing money, someone will text me and say, I paid this. And then I'll say, but I can't send a text out to, I've got about 80 people on my owing list. I can't send a text out to even just the 30 odd that were 25 quid and say, which one of you fuckers knows a Luke? Because I don't know if someone will go, yeah, that was me.
Oh,
and it weren't them.
Yeah, and just apply it to them.
And then I've applied it to them, and then 3 days later, someone goes, oh, I got your text, yeah, that's my partner. And then I can't remember who texted me saying, yeah, that was me. And then I've got a big fuckload of admin to do to work out who hasn't paid. And then ultimately have an awkward conversation with whoever said they have paid and it wasn't them. But she texted me and she was like, oh yeah, this was paid from Luke, whatever his surname was. So I just went back to her and said, perfect, thank you. I've had the payment, I've seen the payment. It's been on my desk as unknown, and I said, like, could you just get him to put the name of your house, because the house got a name, on the reference going forwards?
Yeah. Because
I said, out of 84 people that owed me money, I didn't know who it was for, and I can't spend however long calling 84 people asking them if they know. What a weird conversation to have. Well, hello, Mrs. Jones, do you know Luke?
It is outrageous, I think.
And it's like, people think almost think they're your only customer.
Massively.
But I did think that was fucking next level of stupid. Like, why are you paying, you've never even mentioned your partner's name. Like, how the hell?
I know, it's interesting when you're clearly the first window cleaner they've ever had.
Yeah. Because
then obviously you've got to go through the motion and how it works sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
But if they signed up to go cardless, you wouldn't have any of these problems.
So I'll be entirely honest with you, I don't have one customer on go cardless.
Don't you?
No, I don't. And what I've done was this
is like the CRM thing, by the way.
No, I know. I know this. I'll
tell you in advance.
I've got the go cardless. I have it, and I've signed up to it and all of this, but I just haven't implemented it at all.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I don't know why.
Any of your leaflet customers, because it's on your leaflet.
No, it says I offer it.
But you've got the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And that's go cardless, right?
Yeah.
So none of them have gone, oh, I thought it was automatic payment.
No.
Oh.
No, I mean, I've got some of them say, how do you want payment? And I say, well, look, like, we will be implementing this go cardless in the future. Probably in about 25 years, when someone takes over who knows what they're doing.
When I realised that it was actually a really good idea in the first place.
It is something I want to do. I don't know why, but I've given myself to 100 customers, and then once I've got to 100, I'm going to start implementing it.
You're so fucking retarded, man.
I don't get it. I don't know why.
You're just creating hell for yourself.
No, I'm not. I am.
You're making it like it's so much more difficult to implement it.
You don't get it. You don't get it. No, do you know what you don't get?
You know what you don't get?
Do you know what you don't get?
Do you know what you don't get?
How long was you a window cleaner? How long have you been a window cleaner?
4 years.
Well, I've been one 3 months.
No, you haven't.
I'm trying to crab... Bruv, I got squeegee in April.
You were working with me 2 years ago.
Mate,
you know how it works.
Yeah,
no, my point is you know how it works. You know how it works.
Do you mind
You've seen me go through.
Let me tell you something.
You've seen me go through every issue that you're putting yourself in a position to get. You've seen me go, I've not got go cardless, I need to implement it, and it's fucking difficult to get people to sign up after the fact.
Chill. What you got to remember is, mate, chill, man. I've got a squeegee in April.
Don't tell me to chill.
No, what I'm saying is I know what you're saying, yeah, but you've been in this race a lot longer than what I have.
Yeah, no.
I'm adapting as I'm going.
What I'm saying to you is, you got squeegee in April after a year of me telling you to get squeegee, and now you're like, how the fuck did I function without it?
No, you got to get, mate.
And you're going to do the exact same thing with go cardless. You got to put some respect
on the name though, because I weren't in exterior cleaning before.
But it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter.
It was all ad hoc.
It's a CRM.
I get that, but it was all ad hoc.
Yeah, and then
nothing reoccurring.
But then all that it doesn't. It's not. It's got nothing. CRM's got nothing to do with reoccurring. That's not a CRM. That's not what CRM is.
No, but what I'm trying to get at is there'll be someone watching this now that thinks I've been a window cleaner as long as you have, and not knowing.
No,
what I'm saying
that's not the case.
I had no reoccurring money then.
Yeah, but it's not. So the CRM holds your customer information, does your invoicing, all that good stuff. Yeah,
we know what it does. Yeah.
Fortunately, Squeegee does the recurring work as well, which is a bonus. But most CRMs don't. That's not the function of most CRMs. But going back to the CRM thing, you've missed out on like 18 months worth of customer information that you could be marketed to now.
Yeah.
And you're going to do the same thing with go cardless. You're going to get burnt by a customer that doesn't pay you.
Yeah.
Because you're not implementing it now early on, like at the beginning, where it's easy to implement it.
Yes, I know what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. But also as well,
I'm going to choose to ignore it.
No. But also as well, I'm not in a position now, because you know, like we've interviewed some big people and they say if you're not on go cardless, you're not coming on to their customers.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not saying you have to. I don't do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I'm in total growth mode. I'm not focusing on go cardless at the minute. I'm focusing on getting customers.
No, but you want to be pushing it.
I agree entirely, and I don't know why, but I've said to myself, get to 100 customers and then start going backwards and start implementing it. Yeah. I'll do like 10 a week or something. And I'll start getting it like that, and I'll start swapping them over. But I know what you mean. I need to do it.
It's going to be a big job.
It's going to be a big job, mate. But I get it. But it's just one of them things. I shelved it, and I was like, fuck. And now I'm like, do you know what? Just get to 100, and then just bite the bullet.
Do you think when you get to 100 though, you might go, oh, I'll wait until I'm at 150?
No, I won't. I'll do it because I've set it. I've got to.
Because it's going to get even like you're going to be busier. So you can have less time to do like admin-related tasks. When this is heavy admin-related task, you'll just keep putting it off because it's going to be a big job. No, because there's like I know what you're saying, but you're right and you're wrong. So when I get to 100 customers, what I want to try and do is by the way, I'm at 84. Could I just say? This could be next week. I'm at 84 customers. Do you know what I haven't done though? You're gonna, mate. I feel like I'm gonna walk off. Well, do I need to? No, I feel like a knob even saying it. I've had my advert. I've had my adverts run. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't called the leads in a week. I've had leads for leaflets. Pause. Why haven't you called the leads? Mate, I've been flat out busy. Oh my God, you've been so busy you haven't contacted leads. Yeah. Yeah. Are we gonna go back to the episode where you was fucking slating me for not calling my leads because I was too busy? Yeah. And now you get it. No. Wait, mate, mind blown. How often do you move into a unit? How often do you move into a unit on a Saturday? Well, and then me and you, once every 2 years. And then on the Sunday, I shot up to the garages and I done. Oh, that's it. I've got to tell you. No, but it doesn't matter what you're doing. The fact is, you've been busy. Yeah, I know. What you're saying. And you don't get quieter. You only get busier. Yeah. So, my point back on that episode where we nearly fucking fell out of love. Was you got to look at something. You've got to solve a problem that's going to be a recurring issue. Yeah. Right. For me, that was the automated quoting system. Yes, conversions are slightly lower, but it's being done. Yeah, but I'm not coming at you. I'm not coming at you for not ringing your leads. Not anymore. You're not, because you realised. No, I'm coming at you because you're only converting 20%. It's regardless of the automation. Yeah, big man. Yeah. You're going down the path. No, I know what you mean, but every week that goes by, you're realising more, you're falling into the same thing that I was into. And honestly, I hope that you work out a way to have a much higher conversion. But 20 to 30% is where it sits when you're doing it at scale.
That's where it sits. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair for you.
Because you have to start doing, you have to come up with a way to manage these leads because you don't have the time.
Yeah, no, I get that. Now
entirely. You understand it.
Mate, trust me, I'm disappearing up my own arse, mate.
So like, it's like, if you now went to the automated booking system, you're going to be at the 20 to 30%.
Yes, I know what you're saying.
But the alternative is, there is no alternative because you haven't got the time.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I would. I've always loved the idea, and I've always been on the verge. I
can't wait for this episode to drop.
And I've always been on the verge
I can't wait.
Of calling clean marketing. I've always been on the verge, and I sit there and I'm like, mate, just give him a call, And do you know what? I say that, give him a call, and then I'll ring the leads. And then I'll ring them, and I'll just have a laugh with a customer, and I'll land for it. Mate, I had 3 or 4 on the bounce last week, and they were blinding, and they was all over 70 quid. It's
the best way to do it.
That's what I'm saying, Shirt, and that's something I never want to lose in this business.
You will lose it. You can't scale with it.
I agree.
Unless you pay someone to look after all of your work.
Yeah, and then
you full-time office.
No, I get that entirely. I know what you mean, but like, while I can keep it alive, I will try and get my hardest to keep it alive. I mean, like, this week's been an outlier. Yeah, I've never slipped up this bad ever in a week. But this week's been outrageously busy for me, and on the weekend it's just been non-existent for me. I've just worked every hour.
But I think you'll be like that.
Well, I hope it ain't, because that ain't fun, mate.
But then this is where you end up having to implement stuff to claw back hours. Yeah. And I'm someone who implements stuff before it happens. And you always say to me, like, why are you doing that for? What are you doing that for? And I get it, because it like almost don't make sense. It's like, even with this unit, like, we didn't need to move here. We've probably got 2 years before we need this.
But this is the bollocks, though.
But we're here.
Yeah.
And now we ain't got to worry about that. In 2 years from now,
time, yeah, it's fine.
Like, even when you get a second van on the road, and I'll get a third and fourth van on the road, we're going to have the water system there. We're going to have the office system. If you need to come in and fucking give one of your staff members a bollocking, you've got it. If we want to fuck in the shower, we've got it.
I was waiting how long till he dropped it.
But like, the storage system downstairs,
yeah,
as we grow as well, it's going to be like, right, well, we no longer need all your paint because you're not going to be doing that stuff. We no longer need...
Guys, it's like 2 tubs. It's like 2 tubs.
It is now, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2 tubs.
Because I didn't let you bring any more. I didn't even want the 2 that you brought. There's not going to be, dare I say it, maybe like the scaffold tower, because...
We'll have a cherry picker or something.
Or we just won't be sending staff up scaffold towers because, like, why have the risk when you don't really need to? Or, you know, like, the carpet cleaning stuff might go.
Yeah.
Like, and then there'll be more room.
Yeah.
And it will just be filled with multiple gutter vacs.
Yeah.
And maybe backpacks or something. You know, you will streamline that process of what you need and what you don't need over time. And there'll be like spares. So like, I want to build that racking with the worktop on top to hold the spares. So it'll be like, oh, I need a new rectus fitting. Oh, cool. I'll go get one. Put it on.
Mate, stop talking about rectus fittings and talk about me fitting in your rectum,
blood. And there'll be, I'm going to put the whiteboard that was over there somewhere, the little one, maybe it's downstairs, on the wall downstairs, and it'll be like, right, I've taken
4 of these.
Yeah. And it's like, that's what needs to be ordered.
Do you know what I thought about?
At the end of the month.
We go halves on a pallet of sand.
Yeah.
But we tally who takes the sand. Because if I'm busier than you and I use more of the sand, then obviously we'll keep it fair.
I mean, we could just get a pallet of sand between us. Like, I think we're going to be pretty close to who's using the same amount.
Yeah, however it works out. But yeah, I'm
not going to be sad if you use 10 bags more than me.
Yeah, I know, but like,
it's like 30 quid.
But if you go on holiday for a week, come back and it's all gone, then we're going to have a conversation, aren't we?
Well, only if you've used like, well, how many, 50 bags on a pallet, 100 bags on a pallet?
Bro, listen, I'm mashing work now, isn't it?
We're not with 100 window customers, you ain't, mate.
Mate, chill out, bro.
You're going to have to find time.
Don't worry.
It gets more hard.
Don't worry, mate.
And that's proper English. It gets more hard.
Mate, I'm proud as punch, mate. 184 window cleaning customers since April.
Mate, imagine doing that. What's that? 30 a month?
Mate, I looked at my stats the other day on Squeegee.
Yeah.
Since April, I don't mind sharing this because I'm really proud of this growth. Oh, I can't remember what the exact figure was. I think since April it was, in 103 days, I think it was 27 grand.
Yeah.
And I'm quite blown away by that.
That's quality.
And I hate to say this on camera, but there's a bit of cash I haven't put through as well.
Oi,
HMRC. No, it's not that. No, it's not that. It's if they've, some cash gets registered and some don't. Obviously, it all ends up in the bank. Saved myself there, and it all ends up in the bank. But what I'm saying is via Squeegee.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's some. It's like if I've done a call out that day. Yeah. If I've done a call out that day, and I'm like,
in 100 days.
Yeah.
Big man thing.
But I don't think that's. I mean, look, like for someone bearing in mind, this time last year, I don't even think I had a water tank.
The year I done. So obviously the last 3 months are like the busiest months of the year, right? The first year I done what you've done now, I'd nearly doubled in size the next year.
Yeah.
So you're on to big things, isn't it?
I'm genuinely. I've said this to Mum.
But you've got to get rid of the paint pots if you add another staff member.
Mate, I'm going to take that camera and go downstairs and show them. Mate, stop it.
I'm going to show them.
Mate, there's a tub of green.
This is like the Red Clean episode, mate. You ain't coming out on top.
There's a tub of green and there's a tub of violet paint that I bought for your daughter's birth. So shut up, you Billy! Batty man. No, I know it's for the garage doors, mate. That's why I've got it.
I know.
But yeah, I don't have anything else. And I'll be entirely honest with you. I don't know. I'm in two minds about the lawns. I don't know whether or not to.
How many you got?
6 or 7. But I'm thinking.
Do you do their windows?
No.
Bin them.
Do you think?
Yeah. Right, they're going to die off in the next 2 months anyway.
No, they're all year. But do you know what I'm thinking to myself?
I'd keep if one of them's a care home.
They're all care homes.
Oh, keep there. Yeah.
And it's year round.
Yeah.
And then what they do is they get me in to do a fencing job and then knock me. So it's like over the year I'm like net zero.
I think you need to add a few more.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Make it worthwhile.
So how many adverts have you seen for lawns?
You don't see adverts for lawns.
But then what I don't want to, this is the only problem I have, I don't want to get into that like, oh, can you weed my flower bed?
I wouldn't do adverts for lawns. I would cold call like schools or like schools, care homes, like businesses that have like grounds that need maintaining.
Groundkeeping, yeah.
Property maintenance property management companies. There's a company that uses me every now and then, not since I've gone back registered, but she looks after like 4 blocks of flats on a new build estate.
Is it full of fees?
No, it's in Chelmsford.
Oh, right.
But she brings me in to do like the cleaning and stuff, and she also manages bringing in the groundskeepers to like trim the hedges, cut the grass. And that's like the company that she brought in had like 6 vans.
Mate, it's beautiful.
There was like 8 blokes that jumped out to do this contract.
Yeah. But anyway, we are digressing ever so slightly.
If you could get 30 or 40 grand a year doing that, that's just a nice little...
Mate, totally. But I'm really pleased, mate, the way it's going. The direction it's heading is fantastic, and I'm over the moon with it. And I mean, listen, obviously, I am spanking the monkey, and it's costing 25 quid a day plus on advertising.
Yeah, but that's
the name of the
part
game.
And parcel.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So
I was thinking about this the other day, and it's just like, this is the best bit about business. Like watching it grow, being in control of the growth. Like, this is what I live for.
No, it is. I am over the moon with it, to be honest with you.
Like, if you don't enjoy this bit, I don't think you can be in business. This is the bit that gives you a dick hard, isn't it?
No, it's blinding.
Knowing you can put money in one end and have customers come out the other.
No, but do you know what I've noticed though is it's changed me as a man. It's changed me like
closer to a woman now.
No, it just don't feel the same anymore. No, it's changed me as a man because I feel like I've done a lot of growing up. Now my head's on a little bit different. I feel like my head's
serious stuff, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? And I feel like my brain's a little bit tighter now.
You can't always be like, with business, you can't always just be like the jokey.
No, and that's ultimately how I've lived my life.
Yeah, and like you end up getting an arsehole customer that you can't just have a bit of banter with because they're upset, and then it's like, oh, well, now I need to put something in place to stop that happening again. Well, now I've got a staff member and I've got to do HR. It's like, oh, fucking, it's all getting a bit serious now.
No, I know what you mean. But it's working. And
it's like once you've done something, you grow as a person, right? So it's like once you go, like I think going through the process of adding a second van to your business is it stressed me out. Even though like you think about it and it's like, oh, just buy a van, sign write it, fit it out, find a staff member, boom, done, you're gone. Like it sounds easy, but the process of it, even I had the staff member and I already knew him, so that's probably the most difficult bit. But it's just a really stressful process.
Do you want to have a drink?
I'm right.
What was stressful about it?
It's just everything. Just everything. Like you're spending a lot of money, and like you're still trying to balance doing your jobs and. Like obviously I fitted out the van myself, so I had to find time to do that rather than paying someone to do it for me.
Do you know what? I've had. So when you took on Elliott, what was your days looking like? Was you on £2,500 a week roughly? 500 quid a
day? Yeah.
So I've had I'm having roughly one of them weeks this week. I've give or take a bit more, yeah? And mate, I cannot believe like how you are everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I wasn't everywhere.
Why not?
Because I was a bit more refined. So I had like nearly twice as many customers as you. So where you're traveling a lot and being everywhere, I was like imagine a day where you're in 2 areas, but that was 2 days for me where I was in 1 area each day. Because there's twice as many customers.
No, I don't. No, I don't think you get what I mean. I mean where you're like, in order to have 500 quid or £600 a day in window cleaning, like you ain't picking your nose. Oh, you ain't stopping. Oh yeah, I fancy this for lunch and sitting down.
Oh right, yeah.
What I mean is like
you go.
Yeah, you'll go. Do you know what I mean? And it's like if you like, do you know what I mean? Like if your phone rings, if you ain't got a pair of headphones on, you're missing it.
Yeah,
because you're so busy, you're doing something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah. Like, but yeah, it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. I feel like with my, I'd like to say with my growth, and I've got a couple of commercials on the back burner, and if the commercials come off on the back burner, there's the budget probably to get a van, get it sign written, get it kitted out, and probably have 6 months worth of wages for someone, potentially. But that's if it comes off.
You're going to do what I done and take someone on before you should, and then use that 6 months buffer to.
I'd take someone
ramp up the marketing.
I'd
do 3 months wages and 3 months big marketing budget.
But like I've had today, right? So I've done a big Connie clean and a big window clean on one house, right? 250 quid. And then I've done other windows there, and then I've also done another big gutter empty, soffit and fascia clean, and bits and pieces was to 200 odd quid. So it's been a tasty day, right? Gutter soffits and fascias and gutter empties as well are brilliant. I think they're the best money going. Yeah. But then just today alone, 3 have come in, and if you can squeeze them into next week, mate, that's just 600 quid on 3 jobs. That's already on top of a busy week. I'm sitting here now looking at it, thinking to myself, mate, surely it's got to be nearly there. If I can have this sort of ad hoc added on every week.
Yeah, but the trouble is getting it added on every week. Where have those 3 jobs come from?
I think two are from inquiries and one's from an existing customer.
Yeah, so
they've just seen me on Facebook or my website, etc.
This week it's 3, but next week it's none.
Yeah, totally.
Not that I'm teaching you how to suck eggs, but it's like that consists. Like even now, and I've had probably the worst issue you could have at one staff member, where he's been incapacitated and he can't work. Like it doesn't get.
Mate, that sounds like he's been shot.
Well, he might as well have. Like, lost the use of one arm.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't realise his hand couldn't go up.
Yeah, so...
I'm not holding my breath for it.
Then that happens, and you've either got a bunch of work coming in that you can't service, or, in my case, I've managed to service the work, but had to turn the ads off. So now I'm stagnant. But I've still got to pay his wages, I've still got to pay the rent here, which, as we discussed, I've taken on earlier than I should have. When really, if I could have added, so I finished last month on, including the jobs I've lost today, because it comes off of your number, we had 85 jobs in June. But
you added 85?
I think 80 of them were in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So if Elliott hadn't dislocated his shoulder, there's a good chance I could have added nearly 200 jobs in June.
Yeah. That's outrageous, Techers.
But I've lost that momentum.
Yeah.
And I think as well, it's just a theory, but I think I'd had my ads on for so long that the people that had seen it 10, 15, 20 times over the course of 2 months were starting to go, well, this guy's, he's serious. He's still here. I disagree. He's still here. I'll inquire now.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I disagree entirely.
Well,
I think it works the other way.
There's a psychological rule where it's like they want to see you 7 times before they inquire. So,
yeah, that's like, I don't know. I don't believe in that. I think the longer you leave them, the more shit you get. I think you start scraping the barrel. I think the genuine people will pick it up instantly, and then whoever's left is like, yeah. It's like for me, it's like anything. When a trainer launches, who goes and buys it? Someone who's going to stand in the shop and fuck around, or the people that actually want it, who have followed it. Right, when it's launched, bang, we're all going to go in there and get it.
But then, a year down the line, then they're on sale.
Yeah, no one wants it. And then you get the
you would still buy it. You might buy it.
Yeah, but I'm not their audience.
No, but...
I'm not your audience for you.
Not initial audience, but that might be one of the best customers you get.
Yeah, it might be.
Because they're against the window cleaner because they've had a bad experience.
Yeah.
But then they've seen you on Facebook, they've seen your van driving past. They might have seen you carrying out a job. They've checked out you on Google.
No, I know. Yeah, it's the
and then they go, look, he's been around. I've seen him a lot. Let me give him a go. Yeah, but and actually, they're the best customers, but they're just harder to convert.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I don't. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't. It was working well, but it's just a theory. I thought it was. Not all of it.
Mate, I see an advert the other day and I thought it was yours. I had to rub my eyes.
Yeah.
There's a fella with a bat literally the same as you.
Yeah. There's a few.
There is in there.
Yeah. That's the beast of having the podcast. Because
you help a lot of people though, don't you? Do you send them yours as a template?
Yeah.
Yeah, well there you go then. It is what it is, isn't it?
I've got no concerns with people. Like, not in a horrible way, but if you're reaching out to me for help, then you don't know what you're doing in the first place.
Pardon me.
I haven't really got anything to worry about. And if you do well, brilliant, even better. Like, I haven't got any issues with competition. I think it's healthy.
Really?
Yeah. So I would never try and take any customers from anyone, right, let alone you. But I think 2 years down the line, something happens and you go, I don't want to do this anymore. Who are you going to sell to?
Sell to?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same with everyone else I help. It's like, they might not even consider it now, but anything can happen. They break their leg and they've got to be out of work for 6 months and they think, fuck, like, I can't risk this happening again.
I can't lie,
this is bad, you know. And they go, right, well, let me just fuck it off and I'll decide what I want to do. No,
I've just got it. If someone breaks their leg, put them in a van with Elliott, and then you tick the boxes.
They've got one good arm and one good leg.
Yeah, but like then you've got the diverse staff.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
And it's like, why would you be? Like, they're still going to do...
You would be raging though if someone with a bigger budget comes steaming in, nicked your advert and just battered you.
But as long as they're not stealing my customers,
mate. If they run an advert straight on top of your house,
yeah, but it's there's no rules. It's all fair.
No, I get that. Like,
but I'm not going to start knocking on people's doors, going like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But you would do that anyway.
It's not. That's not.
No, but some people would.
Oh yeah, some people.
But it's like, what are you angry about, big man?
No,
what, do you own Rayleigh?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like even when you was like, "I'm going to stay above South Woodham," I'm like, "Why?" Mate, crack on. Like it's all good. Like
no, I know what you mean.
It's like you might get a bunch of work in Rayleigh and then go, "Oh, I don't want to do this."
I've actually got a customer for you, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
Canby Island.
Oh, it works, my boy.
I've actually got a customer for you.
Do you know what I mean? Like anything can happen down the line, and you go, "Well, I'd rather you have the work than someone else anyway." You know?
Yeah, totally, mate. No, I know what you mean. There is an element of like, I don't know.
If you want to go far, go together. If you want to go fast, go on your own.
Who taught you that?
Someone said it. Weren't me.
It was me, mate. I told you that.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
it's a fucking famous business quote, you knob.
It's an army quote.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an army quote.
There you go.
Anyway. But yeah. I think it is good. It's good when you build it, and I don't know if I'm looking too much into it, but it's interesting when going back to the whole.
You can never look too much into it.
Do you not think?
No. But like I always think, right? Think of the guy that just
our class is his pod, by the way.
Yeah, like just think of the guy, and you're like, he's obsessed.
Who?
Like anyone, right? About something. Like you say to me, I'm probably a little bit too into shit that I shouldn't be into with the industry.
No. I don't say that. I say you have no downtime.
Use me as an example, right? So I've got no downtime. Like I'm work all the time. Yeah, autistic, handsomely good looking.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, who said that?
Lovely ass, mate. What?
probably too involved than I should be.
Right.
But if I become successful, would you ever turn around and go, I didn't see that coming?
No, mate, totally.
And that's
totally no.
That's it, innit?
That's it. I agree entirely with you.
It's like you can never be too into it,
mate.
You can be not enough into it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I would never take that away from you at all. 1,000,000%. Yeah. You live and breathe it, right? And all kudos to you. Totally agree.
If it goes tits up, the same way, you can't say I didn't try hard enough.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
It'd be your fault. I'll just blame you.
No, I know.
Those fucking paint pots are what caused me to go.
I tripped over one. I can't lie. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. There's a great quote. I mean, a lot of people have said it. I think McGregor said it the best, and he says, "I've lost my mind to this game."
Yeah.
And I loved it. I love it because it's like he lived and breathed it. And he was absolutely incredible at what he done.
Yeah.
But you can totally believe it. He says, he looks at the camera and he's like, this is my Van Gogh. I've lost my mind to this game. This is all I think about and do and talk about. And it's like, totally, mate.
And it's funny, it's the people that haven't got 500 million quid that go, oh, I wouldn't have done what he done. I wouldn't have his life.
Mate, it's outrageous.
He's fucking loopy.
It's outrageous.
And it's like, it depends on what you want from life, right? I don't necessarily want 500 million quid. But I want something that works without me in it and pays for a nice lifestyle.
Yeah, totally.
I don't need yachts and private planes. I'm not that interested.
No, that's what the podcast is for.
Yeah, I'd like to go on holiday and not have to worry about fucking being on my laptop. Yeah, that would be lovely.
Or take the magnet off the electricity meter. I know what you mean.
Or just have like a weekend where I ain't got to do any work.
Oh, I know what you mean.
But it's like, how'd you get there?
Mate, it's hard graft.
Yeah.
It is hard graft.
And how'd you get there? Not that we're old, but how'd you get there as quickly as possible? It's like, I don't want to land there when I'm nearly 50, because that's the good years.
Mate, I'm like, I've got this horrible devil on my shoulder. It's not a devil, but it's just a looming cloud. And it's like, you've got to do it, mate. You've got to do it while you're still young and you're able. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be 65 and like, oh yeah, mate, I remember working, right, at my last job, and I remember I was like a site supervisor. Mate, I was telling a 60-year-old geezer to go and get up scaffolding and start work. And I remember sitting there and I'm like, mate, I don't want to sound horrible, but I don't want to be like you.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be like you.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm like,
it's true.
And he used to grunt, and his knees were fucked, and he's like, oh, I'm too old for this game. And I'm like, mate, I want to tell you to go home.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
Go have a cup of tea, mate.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm feeling for you, but I'm like, what led you here?
Yeah.
What got you here?
I couldn't.
And it always scared the life out of me, because I was like, fuck, man.
I'd rather fail miserably than end up like that.
Do you know what? One day I turned around and I said, enough's enough, and I walked out and I sat there and I was like, I was on the train home and I sat there and I was like, that's my plan B.
Yeah.
If it all goes tits up tomorrow, I'm just going to go back and just work for someone else. And that was it then.
If you're industrious enough to start your own company, then getting a job's never going to be an issue. Ever. Ever, ever, ever.
It'd be interesting to do, like, to know, because I know we talk about our industry, but I'd love to, like, branch out into and have a chat with someone who started something wild. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's just, you have the same problems.
No, I know that, but what I mean is like how they started, etc. Like, we can obviously see our natural progression path, because
it's a very basic business as well, like, for us.
I think it's literally the most basic ever.
Yeah, it doesn't get much more basic.
No.
It's like, get more customers.
Like, you don't get a master cleaner, do you? You might get someone who can, like, restore glass, but you don't get, like...
They're not a window cleaner, they're not.
Yeah, but it's like someone then who sells, like, a bacon sandwich for £2, and then there's someone who sells a £400 steak.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like there's levels to it. Be interesting to know and chat to someone about it, I think. Someone who started a different type of business and, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, well, open season on the podcast.
Do you know what always blows my mind as well? Just digressing mega while we're on this subject of, like, business. What always blows my mind is, do you know, like, anything you look at, anything, like, it could be a tennis racket, or it could be a bowling ball or a pair of slippers. Like, we always know the ones we know, don't we? Like, you might go M&S and pick up a pair of slippers or something, or you might go, like, Dunlop and get a tennis racket. I always sit there and, like, if you do enough homework, there's a company out there that makes bespoke.
Yeah.
And that always blows my mind. Do you know what I mean?
What, there's companies that make stuff?
Yeah, mate, there's a company out there that makes mattresses that are like 50 grand.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like...
Yeah, but there's riches in niches. James Sinclair one for you there.
Riches in niches?
Yeah. I don't think it was James Sinclair that came up with it.
Are you trying to say snitches get stitches?
No.
Oh.
There's riches in niches, but that doesn't rhyme. So if you go for something super niche, you can charge a premium, and there will be a demand for what you do.
It blows my mind.
And it's much easier to market, right? Because you're the specialist.
I think when you get to that level...
How easy would it be to sell a 50 grand mattress? Because it's going to come with the best...
I think when you get to that level, though...
The best springs.
You don't go find your customers find you.
Yeah, not at the beginning.
Yeah, no, not at the beginning.
But it's like, easy to sell, right? Because you're... Like, if you put in... You know, you've seen the video of the guy that fucking cuts the little ovals out of the porcelain to implement a drain into the...
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think he's struggling for work?
No, he's flat out, mate.
But
I reckon he's strong money as well.
Like, yeah, of course, he can charge what he wants.
400 quid a day, I reckon.
Fucking mental.
He's blowing, yeah.
No, I'll be shocked if he's not doing 100 grand gardens, like minimum. Because it's like, right, you want this patio, right? We've got a minimum charge of 50 grand. You might as well have your garden room and your artificial grass done. Oh, you want a swimming pool put in. The people that are using him have got unlimited budget. And it's like, he's doing something that people aren't doing. That we don't fall into.
I was lucky enough to, like, kick around with a couple of up there people not too long ago, and we was chatting and all the rest of it. And anyway, phone rings and he's gone off and he's chatting on the phone, and I overheard him. He's talking about a holiday, and he said, he reached out to a company, and the company puts together your holiday, but like everything. Yeah. And they go like, this is your downtime, and they hoof you out of a private taxi, and you go and walk around and that, and then they go, right, come back, and all the rest of it. And it's like, I think they was going on a 4 or 5 week trip and it was the bollocks. It weren't like you don't go like if you come to London, you might go to Harrods, but you don't go to Harrods and then like the Wheel. You go to the bespoke places that is not really, you know what I mean? I think a month holiday where they were going was 55 grand. But like you sit there and you listen and you think like, mate, there's like so much bespoke shit out there.
Yeah,
it's outrageous, isn't it?
That's mental.
Don't you think? And it's like...
But then, like, it's convenience as well, right?
Yeah, totally.
So if you've got the money and not the time, you'll pay. I mean, 4 or 5 week holiday is going to cost a bit of money anyway if you're doing, like, multiple things. But then there's going to be probably a portion of that, 10, 15, 20 grand maybe, that's just to the people putting the holiday together because it saved them a bunch of time and it's convenient.
It always, like, all that bespoke stuff that the rich pay for always blows my mind. Like, it will never cease to amaze me that someone's found a way to just better something or make it bespoke and stuff like that. And it's just like another thing that people don't realise, you know, like rifles, hunting rifles. You know, you look down your scope. So you get like normal, it's called glass, you get normal glass. Yeah, you can get a scope for a tenner, mate, you get a scope for 10 grand.
Yeah, and it's Swarovski.
Swarovski makes scopes,
it like that's their biggest export or something.
Mate, they're insane. Yeah. I've seen Swarovski scopes with a rangefinder in it, built in.
Really?
Mate, built in. So you know when you play golf, they have them in golf as well. Yeah. Click a button. There's one with a rangefinder.
That's mental.
And then there's one as well that Bluetooth connects to your phone, downloads the weather app, and it will tell you where the wind is. How mad is this? How mad is this for a scope? This is what I mean. Shit like this blows my mind, right? The technology's moved on. This was about 3 or 4 years ago that I learned this. So you download the weather, this app, right? It logs into your weather app. It knows where you are. It knows what wind direction's coming in, the humidity, the temperature, everything. And your crosshair will move accordingly on its own.
That's cool.
It's like, but how much is that then?
Yeah, well.
Do you know what I mean?
But if you want that much help, you're probably happy to pay it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And that's for like Mr. Sainsbury's and the owner of Tesco when they get together and go boar hunting in like Romania or something, you know?
Yeah.
Clever stuff though.
Clever. Right, let's wrap it up, big man.
No, let's do an encore for another 2 hours.
I'm fucking hungry. Right, quick. If you are looking to grow your business this year, consider joining our Discord because everyone is growing.
I think everyone's growing at quite an alarming rate as well, to be honest with you. Yeah. We've had...
even Dan's growing now.
Mate, get out of here, bro. Mate, do you reckon I was platinum before?
Mate, do you not think it's the Discord that's pushed you to grow?
Of course it is the Discord, yeah. We've had some great people. Super proud of Ads, by the way.
Yeah, new van on the road.
Yeah, he's got a new van on the road.
Smashing it.
So yeah, good luck to him. But yeah, no, mate, please join the Discord, or at least entertain it and have a look. It is the best. What is it? $6.99, $5.99?
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's the best. Call it a tenner. It's the best tenner a month you'll ever spend. And it's not even a tenner.
We don't even get close to a tenner.
It's not. Do you know what it is?
It's not like we're trying to get money out of you.
No. Do you know what I've clocked? It ain't about the money, because we don't really see the money. Do you know what it is? It's just we have to get some sort of commitment. Otherwise, we'll have every Tom, Dick, and Harry in there, all sending memes and bollocks and talking shit, and it won't work. No, it won't be the same.
No, it's very true. Very true.
If we upped it to, this is an interesting one. If we upped it to 30 quid a month, I reckon everyone in there will still stay.
They would now they've seen it.
Definitely would.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, listen, we need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I've been Dan.
I've been Ryan.
We're the Uncleanables. Stay cleaning. Mate, you're not saying it anymore, no?
What?
Mate, do you want to get some run up? We need to work on that, bro.
Just come out of it.
We need to work on that.
There was no, and remember. You just said, stay cleaning.
Stay cleaning. Am I hitting that red button that says record?
Yeah, that one.